If it was me and I happened to be Julius Malema and I was placed in a situation whereby there is Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, Floyd Shivambu, and me, and the organization I'm leading, and I'm the leader, and this one is a second in command, is the deputy president, and this one is a guy whom we trust in this party, that he will defend the party, will defend the dignity. And I hear Mbuyiseni Ndlozi saying in public that it was gonna seem like he was gonna be gossiping if he ran to Julius Malema to tell Julius Malema about Floyd Shivambu's plans to leave the EFF. That was gonna be seeming like a gossip. I'm sure you guys heard what he said. Can I play it to you guys so you can hear what he said? Listen to this.
Of course, I can state categorically now that I never planned to join the MKP. I still don't. I never worked with anybody in the MKP in relation to some conspiracy about my departure. And I think that whatever information they say they have was based largely on lies. Secondly, I did know about the departure of Floyd Shivambu. He did come to tell me of his consideration, and indeed I did tell him that, look, you would have to take the leadership into confidence, and he did. The idea that I should have ran behind his back and informed other people or the leadership suggests that I'm an informant, a gossiper, or a wedge driver. I am none of those. It was Floyd's decision. He had to communicate it. It was not my decision. It was his. He had to communicate it, and he did.
So you heard what he said, right? Nobody must be misquoted. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi must never be misquoted in what he said. He said that if he ran to Julius Malema with this information of Floyd Shivambu leaving the EFF and told Julius Malema, he was protecting his dignity as a man to not come across as a gossiper. And many people in the comments, they will always be pessimistic. I don't know why people, they like to be very pessimistic. They're saying things like, what if Mbuyiseni Ndlozi ran to Julius Malema and told Julius Malema, and then Floyd Shivambu ended up not leaving? That's so pessimistic to think. Floyd Shivambu has left. So you can't be making such examples. They're out of context. Make examples that will reflect what has happened. Examples like, okay, you didn't want to come across as a gossiper, but other men would see that as you not being loyal. That's another way of seeing it. After all, you are dealing with men who have egos, men who are in politics, men who don't want to be betrayed, men who don't want snakes around them. And I'm not saying Julius Malema is the king. I'm not saying Julius Malema is the saint here. And I'm not even trying to say Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is. I'm just saying, situations like this, hearing things like this, people say things like this. You can't just say, this brother man, Yazin, is right. It was never his place to tell. Okay, it was never his place to tell. Floyd Shivambu hit the EFF leadership by shock. He resigned. The following day, there was a press conference. Julius Malema was very emotional, was feeling defeated. He resigned. And then Floyd Shivambu went on outside the political party, joined the MK party, went to podcast, speak very bad about the EFF, claiming all the victories for himself in the EFF. So the question is, to all the people who are saying Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, it was never his place. Don't you think if Mbuyiseni Ndlozi had told Julius Malema and the EFF leadership, this thing wouldn't have been like this, the way it is today? Don't you think maybe the EFF leadership will take it upon themselves that, Yazi in Floyd Shivambu, we heard this news from Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. Like, is it true? What's going on? Then CIC having to be disrespected as a leader, getting the resignation letters through WhatsApp, then the following day being forced to go on a presser to announce this whole thing. Then the whole world now start talking. The EFF second in command deputy president has left the EFF for MK party. EFF is collapsing. Pella, many of you guys, you are defending this brother man, but as we were there, living in those times when Floyd was resigning, we saw the public scrutiny that was upon the EFF. We saw it live. We saw all the discrimination against our party. Hey, this party, the reds are fleeing the sheep. Hey, this party is collapsing, mass exodus. We're sitting there watching all of these things. And had Mbuyiseni Ndlozi told Julius Malema, do you guys think this whole situation would be like this? I agree you want to be pessimistic. That's my pessimism. Let me be pessimistic too. Had Mbuyiseni Ndlozi told Julius Malema, do you think the EFF's image now and the EFF, whatever they faced, would have been the way it was? Of course not. Do you think the relationship between two men, one is feeling betrayed, one is feeling like he doesn't want to be a gossiper because he doesn't want to betray his other friend, so he's protecting his friend's dignity and his reputation as a man to not come across as a gossiper, but he's risking this other man seeing his actions as betrayal? This brother man Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is caught up in the middle of two people and he had to choose. And choosing Julius Malema was going to be him choosing the organization EFF. But he chose otherwise. He chose the living party. He chose someone who's living and someone who's ready to go and attack the EFF. That's what he chose. That's what we see in this whole situation as the EFF people. That's what we witnessed. So, why is it Julius Malema's fault that he felt betrayed by the brother man not telling him? Wouldn't you feel betrayed? You are owner of a business and the CEO, you are the owner, and it's out there that you are the owner, everyone knows you. And then is it the CFO? Let's say the CFO is ready to go in public and announce a resignation, but he tells you as the manager of HR, the manager of HR, and you as the manager of HR, you are in close proximity with the leadership and the owner. He tells you that I'm going to be leaving the EFF and I'm going to be leaving this company and I'm going to be joining the rivalry company of this company. And they tell you 2 weeks prior to the man leaving. Would you sit with that information knowing very well this whole thing is confirmed that this man would leave and you know it because he's your friend? Will you sit with that information and not warn the leadership to prepare for public scrutiny when this man resigns? For the leadership to prepare on how to deal with this better and be prepared, when dealing with the media. Wouldn't you tell the company, in the interest of the company, wouldn't you tell the owner of the company and warn him and be like, my man, Yazin, there's something that is about to happen. This brother man is about to make certain moves. Anytime from now, you can expect an email or a WhatsApp message of him resigning. Just know, don't say I didn't tell you. I told you, I knew about this. I don't want to come across as a man who seems like he doesn't care about this company. I'm just saying. But it is what it is, Many people won't understand. And many people, will say it was not his place, whatever. Yeah, it's fine. Like, there's so many ways you can, like, I can also easily be on Mbuyiseni Ndlozi's side and be like, it was not his place. But what about the man who's going to feel betrayed because it was not your place? What about him? He's a man. He has ego. He's a man. He doesn't want to, he values loyalty. So what about him and his value in loyalty? Like, we must just ignore it. This is a very complex situation, But it is what it is. Thank you very much.